If you wanna find me, yeah, I'm in the front row with my 2 tickets on me. I'm in the front row. It's the best place to be. Yeah, I'm in the front row. Best place to be. Yeah. If you wanna find me, yo, I'm in the front row.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the In the Front Row YouTube channel. I am your host, Dylan Schreibman, and I'm so glad to be back on the platform. And I have a special guest joining me today that I'm so excited about. We have musical guest Zeke. Zeke, how are you doing? Welcome to the show, first of all.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing well, hanging in there during these interesting times in the world. New year, new us, right? So I want to, obviously you are a musician and we've had tons of musicians on the show before. And one question I like to ask them, I guess we'll kick off the interview here, is what first got you into music? Like, what was your first moment remembering this is what I want to do?
I think so when I was in probably about middle school, I went to see Tron Legacy, which is like the remake of the original Tron. And I had known a bit about like electronic music and stuff, but didn't get super into it. And I knew of Daft Punk, and they cameoed in the movie, and I recognized them, and I was like, "Oh man, is that Daft Punk?" And then I looked up the soundtrack because I really liked the songs in the movie, and they made it, and I got really into them. And then I just got really into electronic music, and just like different kinds of like old school dubstep and stuff like that, like two-step, weird things like that. And yeah, I like wanted to be a DJ originally, actually, but that's what got me into music, like electronic music.
Oh, so you thought you were going to be a DJ at first before a singer?
Yeah, and it was funny because everyone thought that was the dumbest thing ever at the time. They were like, who's going to be a DJ? That sucks. And now like so many artists, that's what they are. They just like make electronic music and then they play shows live as like a DJ.
Obviously, music in the entertainment industry has a huge creative process. Some musicians have their must-haves. So I was wondering, for you personally, do you have any of those must-haves during the writing and creative process?
Yeah, so just I try to let ideas come to me naturally. And also one of like the best pieces of advice that I've kind of learned just through like, making music myself is just to kind of go with whatever you have. It doesn't matter if like whatever you're playing seems like I used to get caught up in like, oh, you can't do that because I've never seen someone else do that before or something like that. And that's just like, if you find something that it seems like you can't do it because no one else has done it, that's just a sign that you should do it because you'll be the first one. And yeah, just even random stuff, even if it sounds like kind of dumb, just like go with it. It can end up like sounding pretty good. But yeah, just kind of trust yourself and just like try not to get too influenced by other people's opinions or like other music, because then you'll just kind of second guess yourself. So yeah, just trust yourself completely with all the stuff you make.
And isn't music about finding your own sound anyway?
Yeah, no, exactly. And that's honestly, one of my old friends from my old town told me a quote. I don't know who it was from. They said like the hardest sound for music, or the hardest thing for a musician to sound like, is themselves. And I think that's totally true.
Before we get further in the interview, I do want to give you the platform as well. Tell people about your latest projects, what you've been working on, maybe what you just released.
So I think maybe a month or two ago, I put out a new thing on SoundCloud. I haven't really been too busy with or like doing too much music stuff with all the quarantine, but I've just been just started writing a few new things. So I'm going to try and upload stuff to SoundCloud, and I'm making a Bandcamp because I have like one EP on SoundCloud. It's not really like super crazy or anything, but it's something. It's a collection of songs. And so yeah, I'm going to try and upload that. But otherwise, I'm just trying to probably put out some more singles and just try and get better and better at like mixing and stuff and finding my sound, and then probably eventually like an EP or something. But yeah, I've just been kind of working on writing. That's like takes a while for me. I'm really picky with songs that I do.
And where do you, if you had to see yourself, or where you see yourself in a few years, what are your goals heading, or being in the music industry, I should say?
Well, so I moved to a new city recently, and I didn't get a crazy chance to meet people because everything shut down. So trying to find people to play with live would be really cool. I think that's like really important to any musician, is having a really good live show, and it helps you build a name for yourself. So yeah, hopefully I would try to like, I would be at least doing like a local tour or something with some people.
Yeah, hey, I would come see it. That would be amazing. And for viewers, what would you, or what style, do you have a style of music that you would describe to viewers as this is what I play, or this is the genre that I like to go down?
Yeah, I guess like so it's like I write all my stuff on acoustic guitar, and usually I'll
Mm-hmm.
sample myself playing. And so it's like a lot of guitar, like open tuning kind of like punky stuff with like a little, I guess like I'll run it in Ableton and add some electronic elements and stuff like that. Try to make it like I like stuttery, kind of heavy, like complicated drums that kind of match the rhythm of the guitar and everything. So I don't know, I guess like a bit glitchy in a way, like
Mm-hmm.
glitchy electronic punk. It's kind of
Yeah,
what I
and
go for.
but hey, that's amazing. And if you had to, I guess, pick, is there an artist out there that your music most resembles?
Hmm. I try to not resemble anybody, but I know there are
Hey,
people
that's
that resemble,
good.
obviously. I don't
I
know.
like that.
I don't know, honestly. I'd have to think for a little bit. I honestly get inspired by like electronic music a lot and then try to like write
Hmm.
it on guitar. So like, I don't know,
I'll
weirdly like,
I'll rephrase the question for an easier question. Do you have a favorite artist out there recently?
recently I've been getting really into Polvo. I don't know if you know them. They're pretty
I do.
cool.
Yeah, for the viewer who might not describe them and what they're like.
Um, they're kind of like really like people think that like they're one of the bands that helped start like math rock. So kind of like really simple math rock elements where it has like the stuttery drums and stuff, but then like really catchy riffs, a lot of dissonant riffs, which is really cool. I like stuff like that, like dissonant sounding chords and stuff like that. They do that really well. It's like weird complex rhythms and stuff.
Yeah, and is there anything, I guess, kind of talking and chatting here, is there anything that you want the viewers to know, maybe where to follow you, where to, or what to hear, or something like that?
Yeah, so I just made a new Instagram. All my names are super weird. So I can either type them into the chat or I can
Yeah,
say it out loud. But pretty much most of my social media is at Okeanus Zeke. OKEANOUSZEKE, one word. And
yeah.
then I have an Instagram that I'm gonna link through this is so that username is for SoundCloud, and for Spoon is an app that I live stream on sometimes and do stuff. Not many people know about that. But yeah,
Hmm.
so that one will have the link to my Instagram, which is Cleveged, KLEVEDGED. I can type
That's
it.
awesome. And you mentioned something about, I want to go back to touring because you mentioned something about, I meant to ask you this earlier, and I definitely wanted to ask you this, so I'm curious to hear the answer. Obviously, going on touring live shows and everything, if you could open and like, let's say a big nationwide arena, if you could open for anybody on tour, who would it be? Do you have one
Man,
artist in mind?
um, that's a really good question, honestly. I would probably, well, nah, I would never want to go with someone that I didn't like, even if they were really popular
Hmm.
and I'd get a lot of exposure. Um, Pile isn't big enough to play arenas, but it would be really cool to play a show with Pile. I feel like that personally for me would have mean that I made it, but they're not very big. So if it has to be a big person, I don't know, maybe like something with like Ariel Pink, even though he's kind of crazy. He's pretty famous. People like him, or John Mouse.
It's just a curious question. I'm always interested because obviously music is such a creative process, and we obviously, I like to hear and pick kind of Misha's brain and where they go and what they want to do.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, so we're gonna put those links in the description for you because
Thank you.
obviously I want people to follow you. I think it's a lot easier
Yeah,
for
no,
that.
definitely.
Yeah, for people to follow you. I know you're gonna perform some of your stuff, so we are excited to hear that. Thanks for joining us. Definitely. Do you have any last minute thoughts? Any last minute things that you want the viewers to know before we take a quick break?
Um, don't do drugs. They're really lame.
Always good advice. Look at that. We always give great advice here, our guests. As well as we are going to take a short break, and coming up, you are going to perform for us. So we are super, super excited. So guys, stay with us. We'll be right back.
If you wanna find me, yo, I'm in the front row. Got 2 tickets on me, I'm in the front row. The best place to be, I'm in the front row. Best place to be. So what's colder than hotter than a flame. I be in the front row, chilling at a boogie.
Welcome back to the In the Front Row YouTube channel. Follow us at In the Front Row LA. You can follow me at Dylan Schreibman. And guys, we are excited. We have musical guest Zeke on here. And first of all, I want to thank you. I don't know if I thanked you in the beginning for joining us, so I definitely want to do that. And I think for the first time on the In the Front Row YouTube channel, we're actually going to have a performance. So I am super excited for this. So without further ado, Zeke, take it away, introduce your songs, and go ahead and play them.
This one is called Stipe Miocic. It's named after the UFC fighter because I just thought it worked well. That's it.
Go ahead.
Stipe Miocic, and he got wife in his fist, and he got life in his miss, and he had safe in his rose, and he ain't pay me out shit. In life for kids, in life is no rich. His life is no rich. His life is open in a book that you purchased, and he got nothing to hide, but he got a couple lies, and they want to be away, and they want to see away, and they want to be away, and they want to see away. They pay me out cheers, his wife and 4 kids, his life is no rich, his life is not.
That sounded amazing. Do you have a second song that you're gonna perform for us?
This one doesn't have a name yet, so it's just called No Name Maddox.
Okay.
You're more away from the horse than they would. It seems you're more away from your than you would be if you had a piece of me. It's all in the way, it's only all the way. It's all in the way that you come to grain. It's all in the way that you hold it away. It's all in the way. It's born before the holy doors come crashing down on your legs. They hold mistakes, but that's okay. And they know you will hold me to a way to be away from everything that says to be away. That's everything away. Be away.
Guys, that is so dope. That is actually really amazing. Go ahead and follow Zeke on all social media right now, SoundCloud, everything. I'll put the links in the description so they can go ahead and click those links and follow you. We are going to wrap it up, but thank you for coming on. We hope to have you on again soon. Guys, go ahead and follow In the Front Row LA.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, on all social media. I'm Dylan, guys. We'll see you next time.
You wanna find me, yo, I'm in the front row. Got 2 tickets on me, I'm in the front row. The best place to be, I'm the flame, I be in the front row, chilling at a booth.